Hey everybody, I'm Logan, and before we begin, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our videos for 2019. Today we have a preview for you for The Big Easy by Last Line Games. Let's check it out. The Big Easy is a competitive card game for 2 to 4 players in which you take on the role of Gumshoes trying to solve the nefarious murder of Dixie Holiday, a famous singer in the 1930s. Here we see on the table a basic layout for 2 players. Each has their identity card, which has a special ability on it. You can see here Miles Wallace is a private detective, and he's got the Seamus ability that at the end of his turn, if you have fewer cards than your maximum hand size, which is usually 6, you draw 1 Gumshoe card. Each player will have a token that matches the picture on their character card, but given this is a prototype, I'm using one from one of my D&D editions. Little token there. At the beginning of the game, each player will choose one of 3 neighborhoods to start on. These neighborhoods will have location cards that will be assigned to them as players play them out in the game. I'm going to put Miles here on the French Quarter. Each one of these locations has a special ability for while you're in that location during the legwork phase. You can see here it says to discard a Gumshoe card with the star icon trait to look at the top card of the encounter deck. You may shuffle that deck. When starting out the game, you want to make sure you place your 3 neighborhood cards with enough room to place 3 location cards around them. Each neighborhood can have 3 locations adjacent to them, and players will be able to move between them while searching for clues to the murder. The clues are located in the 3 decks with the green backs: the suspects, motive, and evidence. You can earn these by fighting different battles against different encounters that you'll face that'll come out during the game from the red deck over here. At the beginning of the game, all decks are shuffled and players will be dealt out 5 cards from the Gumshoe deck, which has the blue backs and has metal cards, location cards, legwork cards, and equipment cards in it that will help you during the game. During your turn, you can play out different locations attached to one of the 3 spots in the neighborhood, such as the central pumping station. You can see it tells you which neighborhood it goes in this case, Uptown, which clue you'll be able to find there, which is the motive clue when you investigate, and also has a little ability down here. All locations in the Uptown neighborhood gain the Gizmo trait while this location is in play. Different traits will give you a bonus or possibly give the encounters you're facing a bonus whenever you interact with them. They have a number down here, which whenever you're searching for a motive clue, you'll have to play cards or have abilities from your equipment that you have equipped on your Gumshoe to try to beat that number in order to acquire the clue. If I were to play this Uptown location, it would be attached to one of the 3 spots in the Uptown neighborhood, like so, and I can move to it on a later turn. Whenever you acquire one of the 3 clue types, either the suspect, motive, or evidence, they go into a spot next to your character called your case file. They're kept face down, but you can look at them at any time. Some abilities during the game, or even cards played by your opponent, can force you to turn your case file face up. And they have different abilities on them that usually benefit your opponent. So sometimes it's advantageous to keep them face down in your case file or to have them face up because they could benefit you. During your legwork phase, you will only be able to play legwork cards for their ability. They're set up with a certain number up here in the diamond, which will help you when battling encounters if you play your legwork cards other times. But the legwork phase is the only time you can play legwork cards for their ability. You can see here it says reveal a clue in your case file, your investigation automatically succeeds this turn. So if I was in that uptown location right there, play this during my legwork phase, get to reveal a clue in my case file, my investigation there would automatically succeed, and I'd be able to take one of the motive cards over there and put it into my case file. One of the main types of cards you'll want to play for your gumshoe are equip cards. Equip cards are set up with a list of traits on the side, where if these traits match the location you're in or other cards you play, you will get a bonus to your check you have to make. This counts for 1 itself. But you can see the ability right here. It's equip, it's a get up. You can only have 1 of each type of equipment on your character. And it tells you the gumshoe cards you play with the perception trait gain +1. The perception trait is the eyeball symbol that you see there. So playing this on your character and all your perception traits get a bonus. One of the different encounter cards that you'll face off is the Black Hand Goons. You can see here it's got the muscle and criminal trait, so if it is in a location or it's encountered in a location that has those traits, it gets a bonus, but its base number is 3. That's the check that you have to beat, totaling from the number of cards that you play with different bonuses. And it counts as a threat. There's different things that you can encounter in the game. This is just one of them. One of the other cards you'll be able to play is the Medal card. Medal cards are used not only for your own checks to beat threats and investigations, but they're also the only card you can play on an opponent's turn. They have a special medal ability, like you see down here, waste a gumshoe or a threat card with the muscle trait at a bar location. But if you play them on your turn, they actually help you out. You can see it's got the gumshoe hat trait up here, the base number of 2 that'll help with your checks, and also says on the house gains +1 when used at a bar location. Once a player has at least 1 suspect, 1 motive, and 1 evidence card in their case file, and it doesn't matter if they're face up or face down, they are ready to make their accusation. During their legwork or investigation phase, they flip their cards up and declare their accusation with their evidence and the motive for the murder. Each player gets 1 chance to play a medal card to try to mess up the accusation. If they can't, the accusation sticks and you make the headlines the next morning as solving the murder. And that's how you win the Big Easy.